Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Okay, do you want to clap in? Yeah. There we go. Now we're in sync.
Hello.
Welcome back to Beer Shark, everybody.
Oh.
Drunk edition again.
Drunk edition. I love you, Jack.
I'm great. I think I'm sober almost. I've had, 3 drinks?
Yeah, 3 or 5, 4.
I've got to improve.
You're improving great. You're looking good.
What do we got? Cranberry?
It's cranberry vodka. Cranberry vodka. Compliments of the chef, Andy fucking Davis in the house. We've got Andy rocking with his lovely wife, Anna. How you going, Davis?
I'm going good, yeah.
You're goddamn right, you're going good.
So for anybody that's been watching the video streams, we have been replacing the background. Whatever's in the background, we just replace it. Sometimes a basketball or a racing helmet or a fucking painting.
Today we have neighbours. That's my neighbours from the downstairs.
We have the downstairs people.
Yeah.
And
this is I would say not probably people over the road fucking around. Yeah, but these aren't regular neighbours. So, and it's worth a mention. I got to say it is Andy Davis down the end of the table, and he's probably obscured, and even in post production we might obscure him. But he's my friend, probably my best friend. Something wrong with him. He lives downstairs. I've known this guy like 20 fucking years. Andy's a drummer. He's played drums all over the world in a bunch of different bands. The Red Paintings, I guess. You did a couple of times around the old circle, right?
I did something with some guy. I don't know.
That's the spirit. Hey, he played some drums in some fucking washed up wanker band. That's just cool.
I fit right in.
Yeah. Well, you did travel in like the 90s. Like you... I mean, when did you first go to Japan? That was 97?
Me? No. Maybe like 2001, 2002.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. I went to Thailand first, and then I've been to Japan like 4 times.
Shit.
Have you been to Japan, Andy?
I stopped over one night. It was pretty boring. Yeah.
Was that to play one of you? Was that to play one of your little shows?
It was a silly little show. I don't know why.
Oh, not bad.
Did
Andy went to Tokyo to play with Lego?
Did you... So what was the move there? Because so many of my friends, my moron friends, love to travel, and I unfollow a new one every day because of just the flurry of photos of them fucking somewhere else.
Yeah.
So there's like 20 photos a day just of these bullshit places. Look, there's a leaf I found in Germany.
Okay, so
what was your play? Because you didn't have the luxury.
No.
Did you just have like a normal digital camera?
I think the first time I went there was a friend of mine, Ryan Lake. Shout out to Ryan Lake, fucking one of my favorite people, and one of one of our dudes. You know Ryan, Lakey. Yeah, sorry, Ryan Lake, Harry. I guess you know him as Lakey. Real name's Ryan. Fucking.
And he was known as Harry?
Yeah. Don't ask. He's one of my mates from high school. Fuck, we know some fucked up whack people.
Can we talk about your fucking friend that went ham on this dude on the turn-off yesterday?
Right, yeah.
This is the quintessential James Matthews alumni story.
Okay, yeah, no, I've got this mate of mine. So, by the time, what's the date that this is going to come out? It's probably like mid-January.
Okay. Oh, no, this is going to be like the 30th.
Okay, but this happened on Christmas Day. So a mate of mine I went to Logan Lee High School with. I went to Logan Lee High, and it was a dangerous school, and people were getting stabbed and shit. It was crazy. This is like, insane back in the day, I guess. Anyway, a mate of mine who went to that school, who's been kickboxing for like 20 years. I knew him in high school.
He's very tired.
This fucking unit. I think he used to fight at about 87, like light heavyweight, I guess. And since then, like, he's got a family and everything. You know, he's got kids. He's still with the wife. This is a good man. He's tattooed head to toe. He's over 100 kilograms. He's a big fucking psychotic guy. Well, he's not psychotic. He's just big and scary, and he knows how to fuck people up. So my friend David told me the story. I haven't actually spoken to Ken for probably a decade, but David is like a friend of my brother's, and I was at Christmas Day yesterday with my parents, and my older brother starts telling me, he's like, oh, fuck, Dave. He's like, Dave went through it yesterday. He was in the car with Kenny. They're going over to the barbecue, and they're going toward Mount Gravatt, and they could have taken the left turn off to get onto the highway. For whatever reason, he's decided against taking the turn off. We're going to go straight.
This is at the lights.
This is at the lights, but there's cars in front of him. So he stops the car. He's half in the turning left lane and half in the going straight lane, right? And it's like, okay, so he's in the way. The car behind starts beeping and going crazy. My mate Dave says, "Don't worry, Ken." Now, Ken's a monster and a dangerous man. And Dave says to him, "Don't worry, mate. It's going to go green."
Who's driving?
Ken.
Ken's driving.
He's like, "Don't worry, mate. It's going to be fine. It's going to go green. Soon, go green." And the dude's like beeping and screaming and shit. Anyway, this fucking guy behind them gets out of the car and walks up and like violently like hits the window of the car, where Ken, a 100 kilogram, 20 years of Muay Thai, fucking kill you dude, is just sort of like, eh? This guy's like, "Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit, you're fucking taking up the fucking line." It's like he's going crazy. And my guy Dave is just like, "It's cool. It's going to go green. Don't worry about him. It's going to go green." It doesn't go green. Ken gets out of the car, grabs this fucking dude like by the scruff of his neck and his pants and just walks him back to his own car. The door of his own car is still open, where he's like in a flurry, opened the car door and gone off on a psychotic rant. The car door is still open and Ken just shoves him into his own car. In you get. And apparently his leg was still out of the car, and Ken like roughly grabs his foot, puts that in, slaps him 3 or 4 times. "God damn silly Billy, you're an idiot," and then just shuts the door and casually walks back to the car, gets into the car and says to Dave, "Oh, God damn it. Fucking Christmas." And then they just drive off. It's like, what's funny about it is that no harm was, like, this was just dealing with a situation.
A pest.
A pest. At no point was anyone going to get badly hurt. It was just like, God damn. Apparently it was like an old, like, fruiterer, like an old Greek dude. Just like quick to anger. He's probably got a family to feed. He's probably spent 10 grand on this Christmas and he's just trying to get home.
The Sicilian atom.
Whatever it is. But, Kenny's just like, "Oh, fuck." Just, like, dealt with this dude. Fucking hilarious. Hilarious considering that he could have just got out of his car, left hooked this guy into fucking Neptune.
He showed a lot of restraint.
An enormous amount of restraint, but I just love the collar and like the belt. Like just
he carries
by the back of the pants. Like, God damn it.
He carries this guy like I carry a camera that is on a tripod.
Right.
Like from the top and from the legs.
He's equipment.
Yeah, move it to the next location.
Shit.
Again.
Some people, goddamn Christmas.
It's always something. I love that.
That's right. He could have been anything.
That's my favorite saying.
He could have been a difficult louver.
Yeah.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah, they could have been out of cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
It's always fucking something.
Just an insignificant obstacle
it's
in
a
an
speed
otherwise
bump.
regular day. Yeah.
Man, I don't know, man. I'm kind of envious of your situation. Like, because you had... I feel like you have less fodder of travel photos. Because I've seen your travel photos. Because one time I borrowed an SD card off you. There were photos from Japan, and there was you doing stand-up in your fucking living room.
This is fucking...
Practicing a bit.
I should never... So I'll just lend him an SD card because I don't know anything about technology.
I can't believe you didn't format it.
I didn't know how to. I still don't. And I gave him this SD card. It's got like a couple of photos, from abroad. But the worst thing is there's like 6 minutes of me practicing stand-up material.
With a mic and mic stand and cable.
That was early days. Does it give you an idea of how serious I was?
It's impressive.
I'm serious, man. I was working hard back in the day trying to get good at stand-up. Holding a microphone. Half these kids never seen a microphone before. At least it was I don't know what it was. It was probably
the same one. It was the 58.
It wasn't the same one, but... No, this is like 2 years before that. Davis, fucking off. Unbelievable. Let's talk to Anna. Hey, Anna. Yeah. Tell us, how was your Christmas?
Oh, my Christmas is wonderful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Away from the family? Because you're a Californian native.
I am.
Yeah, away from the family. But
Thousands of miles away from
But
the
you
family.
recently visited family,
We
so
did.
it's like you had like a pre-Christmas.
Yeah, pre-Thanksgiving, sort of.
That's sweet.
Family thing.
What's it like living with Andy? I know he shits a lot.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
Hey,
You know,
shits a lot.
I got tired of the lack of shitting. And then
Wouldn't anyone? Wouldn't anyone? You know? Wouldn't anyone? No, but that's cool. That's cool. No, but that's good. And we love you, and we're glad that you're here. And you would have seen a lot of crazy shit. You were that some vintage. You would have seen like a crazy skate culture and all the bullshit in California. You would have seen some crazy stuff. I'm sure you got stories to tell.
Lots of stories.
I'll bet. Jesus Christ. Keep the microphone away. We got to focus on us. But this is about you and me, Jack.
I mean, I just
Make your own podcast, Aaron. Jesus. Oh, she's always trying to take over everything.
I've just noticed a lack of skill when it comes to archiving for the new generation, because we love to publish and we love to present,
Yeah.
but we don't archive anything. There's no like backlog. My parents have a whole fucking drawer full of negatives from 100 years back. You know, every photo they take, they've kept. And even like digital photos they've taken, they print out.
Right. I can weigh in a little bit here because I think I'm a part of that sort of crossover generation. So with them, there's a fear that all will be lost because before, you know, I mean, these are the people who grew up with film. There was no film, and then there was film. So you have to film it, otherwise it's gone. You know, their parents have nothing like that. I mean, they're lucky if they got like a couple of photographs. They definitely don't have photographs of their parents.
Yeah.
So once their parents are dead, that's it. You either remember them or you don't. There's no image.
Yeah.
Right? Unless they were rich enough to have a portrait done, and then you just hope it's accurate and they really were that ugly. You know, but that's kind of...
Go to the Santa Monica Pier and have someone do a caricature.
Dude, that's the whole fucking thing. I
Yeah.
mean, the arts have everything to do with emotion. I mean, the two are tied together because in the early days, a portrait was something rich people got so they could remember the people who died. Back then, people are dying at fucking 30.
Yeah.
You know, they're dying early. So you got to, you know... I don't know. They're ugly as fuck. I don't know. You like wear this hat. Maybe that'll help. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand in front of a flower.
Yeah. The cool thing is, if you didn't have a hat, you could ask the guy. Can you? You know, he's got that mole.
Yeah. The first Photoshop.
Maybe I don't know. Put a hat on him. This is like 2 years after he's died, and you just can't stand looking at him anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. Put a hat on him.
And something fresh.
Give him a scar.
Yeah. Have you got any Supreme?
I like the idea, man. Fuck, that's actually really funny. Early Photoshop. Early Photoshop is just like you had this picture of your grandfather that you inherited, and you just like, you know, put a silly hat on him.
You know, it's a little old-fashioned.
I'd like to see
isn't
him
it?
in a hat. Hang a pair of panties, like from his head, just hanging down over his forehead.
I need to know that Uncle Henry fucked. That's the main issue I have with the portrait.
Yeah,
This man doesn't eat, you know?
yeah. God
I need to know that he ate.
Yeah, he looks emaciated and unfuckable.
Yeah, no, I don't need no scurvy uncle.
Fatten up his head and put on a pair of panties.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just... Because I don't archive anything. I post shit, and then it's out there, and if I lose my Instagram account, that's everything done. I don't really care.
Okay, so there's
However,
sorry.
if someone sends me any sort of photo, and there might even be like a half a nipple in it,
Ugh.
I will preserve it for like a decade.
Nip.
Like it's in a
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
drive that I've kept in a safe that I spent
yeah,
$300 on from Bunnings.
Well,
I'm ready for the D-Day, but guess what? I got material, you know?
Jack, I'm sorry.
I got
but,
the bank.
Jack, I feel you're appropriating nip culture.
Nip culture?
Yeah, it's when if there's a nip, you give extra value.
What is that, San Francisco?
Yeah, sure, that's
Yeah.
part of it. If you see nip, somehow that adds value, and that's really upsetting.
That's how they did the first season of Antique Roadshow. Oh, there's nip. An extra
shit.
10%.
I can't disagree. I love a good nip. Davis, you've got them. I've seen your nips a couple of times. Davis has fucking tits, man. Andy's got tits. I've seen them. I did this show. So Andy did this show. I don't know if you remember this, but Andy did this show with the red paintings at Wollongabba one time, and it was kind of cool. And I think you guys had just come back from like a big tour, and you were doing this local show. And I said that I would be what's called a human canvas. And as a human canvas, you take everything off except like your underwears, and someone paints you. Do you remember this, Andy?
I do, yeah.
So this fucking dude is painting me. I'm totally naked.
This is on a
At a
music
rock and
show?
roll show. At a rock and roll show.
Dude, I knew.
A dude, I think it was a dude, maybe a chick. I don't know. I'm blindfolded as well, by the way. So I'm blindfolded, wearing nothing but my underpants, and I'm being painted, right? Now, this fucking guy...
I've seen the Foo Fighters. They didn't do this.
No, this is
very strange.
This is but it's like an art rock band, like, right? So this fucking guy starts like flicking me in the nuts, right? And I'm, I'm a human canvas, and my job is, I was told, just stay still, don't move. Like, just stay still, don't move.
The gold man.
Yeah, and this guy, now do you remember this? So this guy keeps on like hitting me in the balls, right? Now, I do not like being hit in the balls.
Where were you? Were on stage?
I'm standing on like a pedestal thing.
Where in the venue?
I don't know. I'm out in the car park. No, but I was. I was out in the car park.
You weren't invited into the show.
No, it was at the show. The show was in the. It was an outdoor. It was an outdoor show, dude. It was a massive. Dude, it was a huge fucking show. I mean, it was.
Was it in Logan?
No, it was in Wollongabba.
Right.
But it was in that sort of little like cul-de-sac turnaround bit. It was a fucking massive thing. Were you the only band on? Were there other bands?
No, we were the only ones.
Yeah, so it was
shut down the street and just...
Right, so this gives you an idea of the caliber of the thing that it was. So they shut down the street, the red paintings are on, you got a human canvas, his name's Jim, it's okay, you can paint him, you can flick his balls, like whatever you want to do. So this dude's fucking flicking my balls, right? I fucking eventually lose my temper. And I just, like, blindfold off, flick me in the nuts, you fucking... and then I'm like... shit, and I put the blindfold back on, and I'm like, no, but no more of the balls, and
you regather yourself.
I was just fine, and then the show was over, and I'm like, shit, and I go backstage, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I fucking broke character. And your dude, Trash McSweeney, he's like, what happened? I'm like, this dude just like, he's flicking me in the nuts. And he's just like, what? And I'm like, this fucking dude's on. He's like, I wouldn't take that for a second. Like, how long did you put up with this? I'm like, about 45 minutes. It's like, I'm not even, once I realized, I'm not even mad at the guy. Like, he's just casually just sort of like sitting there. He's like, the music's cool. He's just like flicking me in the balls every now and then. And I'm like, because I'm a bit OCD, I'm like, they told me not to move. It's like, how long does it take? He's just like, eventually finally I snapped. He's like, 43 and a half minutes. Not bad. Like it was bullshit.
When Jim gets an objective, he follows through.
It's part of my disability. I don't know what to tell you. That dude...
Someone painted your arsehole though.
That's a...
What was that, Andy?
Yeah, go on. What happened, Davis? Because he's right.
Someone painted his arsehole. He had a big red dot on his arse.
That is actually true. I do remember someone coming up from behind. But I was
the old Japanese moon.
I was so focused on the ball flicking. But Andy's exactly right, because after I said all this to Trash, that someone was flicking my balls, he said, anything else? I'm like, no, I think it was just the balls. He's like, all right. And then Andy comes up to me and goes, you realise your ass has been attacked. Didn't even notice.
Did they spread cheeks to make a painting?
No, but I remember feeling, someone poking... So paintbrush was being poked in my ass the whole time, but that seemed like a secondary issue. Your balls are different. You're more protective of your balls. If your balls could be penetrated, that would be the new, what is it? Thing. It would be bad. If
that
your
would
balls,
be the new point of attack.
Well, faux pas. It's like, don't touch my balls. Don't touch my balls. I'm funny about my nuts. Are you funny about yours? I don't like it when a girl starts fucking around with my balls. It's all dick, So I'm gonna suck his. Leave my balls alone. I appreciate it. Thanks for the effort. Some dudes are into that. You leave my balls alone. They have no part in this. They're non-sexual. Leave them alone. That's baggage. All right, just check me into the hotel. Give me a breakfast. Go fuck yourself. Give me a voucher.
Susan Thomas, everybody. Thank you.
I don't know what to say, but
wonderful.
Yeah, it's true. All of that is true. All of that is true.
That's the clip. I think that's the Instagram clip. Just you on that massive rant. Have we talked about your caravan story on this show yet? I think we have. I feel like we have. And the woman,
hey Lee,
took you back.
Hey Lee, I didn't know you were here. I'm sorry,
Haley.
we've been so loud. You're trying to sleep. Haley, everybody. God damn, everyone's in.
I think we've talked about the issue, the incident with you going back to a woman's caravan.
Oh.
Did we talk about that? I really feel like that was like one of the first episodes we
Oh,
did.
you're talking about the anal.
This is the butt
incident.
stuff.
The butt stuff.
Trilogy, yeah.
Bum stuff. Yeah, which I guess hit its debut in the Ben and Jim Live special.
Right, maybe that's what I'm thinking
So
of.
basically, I'll just quickly recap.
Little recap.
It was St. Patrick's
Play-by-play.
St. Patrick's Day. This woman, I was out partying and I just became too much of a handful for my friends, so they ditched me. And I'm like, you ditched me, I ditch you. So I walk up the street and I go to O'Reilly's or O'Hannigan's, whatever the fuck it is, some Irish
something.
bar. I'm Irish.
Yeah.
And I walk up there and I start fucking drinking and I meet this girl and the beer is green and she's hot to trot. She starts touching me, I start touching her. It's like, you can touch me, I'll touch you. You touch me, I'll touch you. Well, you're going to grab my dick? I'll touch your clam. We start trading blows on the dance floor. She's like, I'll stick my tongue down your throat. I'm just like, I'll try to root you, like it sort of becomes a competition. She says that she has a hotel room in town. I'm like, hotel room? She's like, would you like to come back? I'm like, fucking all right. So we go downstairs, we hail a cab. Next minute, we're headed south on the M1. I'm like, what sort of hotel room is this? I've been in Brisbane my whole life. We're going south on the M1. I mean, there's no hotel rooms this way. The hotel room was a caravan on the side of the M1 down near Logan. As we walked in, she announced to her friends, I get the big room now because I've got him. We go into the big room. One thing leads to another. She has the rubber. I start doing whatever the fuck I'm doing.
She has the rubber?
It's just a condom, Jack.
Yeah, but what is she doing with it?
She brought it along.
And what does she do? Is she
I didn't do it.
blowing it up?
I don't go to a Hannigan's.
Is she filling it up with water?
No, I filled it up with my dick. And then I tried to fill her up, also with my dick.
Yeah.
And
A combination of the two of you will.
it was a potent collaboration. At the same time, she started saying, put it in my ass, put it in my ass. And I instantly started losing power. Because I don't do bum stuff.
You started going into limp mode.
I was...
You blew a vacuum seal.
Like a turtle back under its shell. I lost interest. And she's like, my bum hole. And I'm like, can you stop saying bum hole? It's hurting me. She's like, go on, put it in my ass. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. Thanks for the offer. She's like, oh, please. Oh, please, would you put it in my ass? No, I don't want to. Thanks, I'd rather not. Oh, go on. No.
Do go on.
So anyway, she just kind of falls forward, and as she falls forward, I kind of pluck out, and I'm just like, goddamn shit and balls.
You pull into the pit lane.
I don't know what happened. She sort of fell forward, and I'm like, God damn it. And I went to the bathroom. I pulled off this fucking thing, off this, like, slumping, retarded flesh maggot. And then I give it a quick wash. I go back out into the room. She's passed the fuck out like a steeple that's just fallen over in an earthquake. It's like her ass still up in the air.
Yeah.
And, she'd really sold the bum stuff to me. Mm. And, her ass is up in the air like that. And, I feel bad about it to this day.
I mean, were you excited about the hotel? Because you're a hotel guy.
Yeah,
well.
I wasn't happy that it was a caravan park, man.
You
I'm
love a
first-class
hotel.
dude. Anyway.
You were staying in a hotel when we were down in Sydney.
I love a hotel.
What's your hotel movie? You sleep nude in a hotel?
Are you trying to stop me from talking about bump sex?
Are we? Is there more? Is there a trilogy of this?
Jack, I walked out into this room.
The anus returns.
Jack, I walked into this big room. This girl, like I said, passed out like a steeple in an earthquake. Undamaged, but on the lean. You know what I mean? Arsehole pointing to the sky.
Like a drag car with the big rear tires.
Her butthole... Her butthole open, and
like one of those Dyson fans.
This thing was beckoning me, and she'd already sold it. You know what I mean? It was like you watch one of those cheeseburger ads. Yeah. And I looked at her butthole. I was fucking hammered, and I sort of looked at her butthole. You know, I had my pants on and everything. I had nothing to lose.
You're in a 3-piece suit.
I went like this.
Spread the cheek a little. Okay. Little suck of the finger.
And I want to point out for those playing at home that I did not put my finger inside her butthole. I put my finger up against her butthole. She felt that, made a noise, and pushed back. And swallowed my finger up to the second knuckle. I pulled away immediately. Ah! And ran back into the bathroom where I washed. I washed it, but it didn't help. It was a week before my finger would return to normal. I went out into the car park. I started screaming, and luckily my phone had charge. I started making phone calls. Somebody saved me. I'd met a stripper a couple of nights before, and it was the only person I thought who might be responsive just because I knew she would finish work around this time. I called her up. I said, I got a problem. I said, I'm at this caravan park on the side of the M1. She's like, I know the place. She came out to get me and picked me up. And then I was in the passenger seat just going home just like this.
Just with your finger out, like a toy
and
gun.
She said, what's with your little friend there? And I was like, nothing. She's like, did you put your finger in a girl's butthole? I was like, yep. Yes, ma'am. She's like, "Aw, it's gonna be okay, sweetheart."
How long ago was that?
This is probably 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little more recent than I thought it would have been.
This is a while back, but I mean, I had some strippers living with me in Unit 1.
Not me.
It's your current habitation. That's where it all went down, in the room you sleep in. But yeah, holy shit. So yeah, it's a thing. So I'm sorry. We might have to scrap this, bod.
I do want to...
Yeah, that got a little weird.
It's a little incriminating. I thought you threw up in her handbag as well.
That was earlier in the
threw
evening.
up in her handbag?
Yeah, I did puke in her handbag as
and
well.
she took you back to her little trailer.
She said she was sorry for putting the handbag there.
Ah,
And I was like, yeah, bitch.
it's a good woman.
Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Arrgh. It's okay. I forgive you. Where's your hotel?
Because I think hotel rooms are equally disgusting. They have a cleaning service, which is good, but the knowledge that there's things that happen there, not even sexual things like gun sales. That's like...
Oh, yeah,
What hotels are for.
Bad shit
Yeah.
goes down. Bad shit.
Because
yeah.
what do you sleep in when you're in a hotel? Like when you're just there by yourself?
You're basically sleeping in a cum cocoon.
But I mean, are you sleeping in your undies or your nude shirt?
I sleep
What do you do?
naked.
You sleep naked?
Yeah.
Because I remember my dad used to go to hotels and he always slept just like he kept his fucking clothes on while he slept in a hotel.
Smart.
Because he didn't want to... No, that's the thing. He wasn't protecting himself. He said he didn't want to disrespect the room. I couldn't possibly disrespect the room.
Dude, do you know how much that tells me about you as a person?
Right. Yeah.
Your dad's repressed.
And it's like...
Your dad's like, I don't want to disrespect the room.
Especially when
all the clothes.
When it comes to like the standard of hotel living, it's like the only way to like properly respect a hotel room is to like not blast a huge load on like the smoke detector. I don't like... There's no surface.
No,
that is uncovered.
It's all cummable.
If you put a blue light on...
Every service is cummable.
If you put a blue light on, you better be wearing sunnies.
Dude,
because that shit's going up.
That's going to burn your retina. I spent an evening at the Ibis. It was an Ibis hotel.
A hotel named after the worst bird as well.
Dude, I went to call like housekeeping and the phone wouldn't leave the receiver. Like it wouldn't.
Oh,
and I was
no.
like, and I was just like, that's cum.
How? Do you
It was
think?
just stuck. It was just stuck, and I just thought someone's been doing phone sex. They've like jacked off on the thing.
Onto the receiver?
I just thought I was glad that it didn't come up because the next thing I was going to do was put it up
Put it on
against
your
my
face.
face. So I was like, well, now I'm not going to.
It's nice that because we have like, eyelashes so stuff doesn't get into your eyes. It's
Yeah.
nice that we have little like natural methods of preventing disaster.
Okay.
Sticky cum is one of them because if it's down, it's down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And if you get a little bit of resistance, you're like, okay, this is an unsafe object.
yeah.
I'll buy a different one.
But yeah, right, exactly. That's right. The alarm goes off.
Yeah.
Unsafe. Come on.
Yeah.
Calm. calm.
Warning.
Warning.
Bust.
There's cum on this. Yeah, that's right.
Single dad busted on this microwave.
I like that. Oh, goddamn. Well,
damn.
you know, I don't know what to tell you, I guess. This one's coming out sometime probably halfway through January. But we are actually on Boxing Day recording. You know, I know
Boxing
you
Day,
don't like
man.
it when I reveal the actual date of
No,
recording.
it's good.
but
It's a little peek into the sausage factory.
a little peek into the sausage factory, and I'm just excited because at some stage we're going to get Davis a microphone, and he's going to be more involved in the podcast because he's got stories from the road.
Many wonderful stories. Many Ibis budget.
He's got some fucking wild stories, man. I want to like kind of pick. Let's get an eye in.
Well, I never even had a hotel. I used to just sleep on the road when I was on tour, and I had a drummer.
I hate it. Yeah.
My drummer was terrified of spiders, so he slept with a hammer because I guess that was his weapon of choice. There's no guns in Australia, so he slept in a sleeping bag on the side of the road, and he had a hammer that he cuddled.
Dude, I can't blame him. Some of the shit I've seen. You know, you tour, you see wild shit. Davis has toured like fucking 10 times more than me, though. What's the shittiest place you slept on tour?
Oh, Motel 6.
Motel 6?
How much are they really?
Where is Motel 6?
All over America.
How much is a motel? Because like the idea is that it's $6 a night, but it's surely not, right?
It's like $59.
50. Okay, so it's slightly
It's
less
drug
expensive than an
dealers,
Ibis
it's the
budget.
Bloods and the Crips live at Motel 6.
Yeah,
And do all their work at Motel 6.
that's their office.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the orifice of the underworld. Hotel 6.
Hotel 6.
So when you were in Hotel 6,
it's Motel 6.
it sounds like a motel. It's like a motor. It's like a motel.
It's an inn.
It's an inn. Goddamn. So you're at a Hotel 6. Now, you're a drummer, which means that the rest of the band were probably staying in a legitimate...
Yeah, that is booked you.
Davis is in Hotel 6. We're at the Hilton. And, okay, so you're in Hotel 6, and you know that there's a camera behind the mirror, and you're being... Well, I don't know. I think that's how they make their money, right? Like, if it's... I don't know. Where was it? So, but you've also been to Europe a little bit. Yeah. Let's give him that. But let's fuck with Davis. Is that even on?
Yeah, it's on.
You've been to, just make sure it is. But you went to Europe and it was cold. Yep. What did you do? What did you do over there? Play some drums.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. What did you use for that? Some sticks. Let's give it up for Andy Davis. Yeah, fucking Davis. Woo!
We've just spilt gin all over the table.
Also destroyed the podcast by asking stupid questions.
That's the big finisher, everyone. Thanks for listening.
All right, thanks.
Tune in
Bye.
next week.
Later.